Thank you everybody for being here. I'm going to stop sharing really quickly. Super excited about today, super excited about this month. As you all know, it is Black History Month and we are celebrating it right here at Venture Cafe Philadelphia. So super grateful for you all to be celebrating with us. Today we are doing something that I think is pretty cool, which is our Black Innovation Spotlight, where we are showcasing some of the amazing entrepreneurs and innovators that are doing just dope stuff throughout our ecosystem. So you're gonna get to hear from about 9 different individuals and groups about who they are, what they're building, and why Black innovation and entrepreneurship matters to them. So before I hand it over to our show openers, I wanted to actually share one more thing. This is very important. Some of you may already know, but we actually have applications open right now for our Black Futures Pitch Competition. So I want to make sure that everyone is aware that they should get their applications in. Applications close tomorrow at midnight. But basically, we have a grand prize of $10,000 in non-dilutive funding that will be going to one startup to use to grow their company and continue to be successful. In addition to that funding, we have other in-kind resources such as legal support, marketing hours, business development support. Literally, whatever your startup needs help with, we are trying to assess everyone's needs, and we will be designing sort of a series of programs that will help you all continue to grow and be successful. In addition to funding and in-kind resources and cloud credits and whatnot, we're also giving away copies of the Black Futures book by Kimberly Drew and Jenna Wortham. So I did this earlier in the week and I thought it was kind of cool. So I'm gonna do it again. But I went through the book, which is this anthology of Black art, writing, and other creative work. And I tried to find a piece that was relevant to tonight. So the piece that I found is called Black Genius Joint by Nicole Hannah Jones. So I have to remix it a little bit so it fits in with this whole theme. So bear with me, but I would like to share this just to kick things off, and then I'm handing it over to Lola and Taiye, and I will be done talking. All right, here we go. Black Genius Joint. Since we landed chained together on these shores 400 years ago, our existence has been a constant warring, fueled by a radical will to survive, even more to thrive through the darkest times. That survival was necessitated on finding joy in the midst of hopelessness, of closing off our interior selves to the gawking eyes of the other, and communing bodies and minds in celebration of a Blackness so powerful that this nation has spent centuries trying to stamp it out. It is in that tradition that the Venture Cafe Philadelphia team and I decided to throw the Black Innovation Spotlight by drawing together our brilliant warriors from across fields, traditions, and the diaspora in the greater Philadelphia region, and on Zoom, the mecca of Black American cultural life, virtually, we sought to provide nourishment and sustenance for the upcoming battles of the second nadir. On this night, through the swaying of our hips, the clinking of cocktails, the indulging in our traditional foods, eyes closed and heads tilted towards the gods, we celebrate and affirm the genius our country has always sought to deny. This is our way of caring for the soldiers who are working to catalog and nourish revolution. This is Black joy as radical defiance. Again, that is Black Genius Joint by Nicole Hannah Jones. With that, I am going to hand it over to Lola and Taiye. Again, everybody sit back, relax, and just be prepared to listen to some amazing Black innovators and their lightning talks they're going to share with us all today. And then following the lightning talks, we'll keep the room open for a discussion on why Black innovation matters. All right, Lola and Taiye, take it away.
That was awesome, Gary. That was powerful. Just an amazing way to open things. Um, yeah, so let's start with an introduction. My name is Miss Lola Oladapo, and this is my twin sister.
Taiye Oladapo.
And we are the proud co-founders. Well, first and foremost, we're your favorite Airbnb hosts and the proud co-founders of the TL Hospitality Group and our forthcoming online cultural experiences brand, Urbanity Lush. Now, we're not going to go into too much talking about our brand, but we're going to allow our brand's EP philosophy do the talking for us. Now, this philosophy was written in conjunction with Miss Nettie Long, who is a Philadelphia native poet, and it was inspired by Amanda Gorman, our nation's first Black youth poet laureate. Drop that beat.
All right, here we go. For your listening pleasure.
Urbanity Lush. Allow me to introduce to you a more innovative global adventure filled with luxuriantly. The world has much more to offer in the comfort of your own home. Not even in a pandemic such as this could stop this brand from emerging. Fueled by twin synergy, creative minds to flow and follow their aspirations. These two queens in the middle of their night, of their quest to redefine their God-given mission to use hospitality virtually as a vehicle to break down walls between racial and ethnic groups in hopes of creating empathy, understanding, and kindness in the world. Two sisters straddling two cultures, father, mother, West African, American, merge to influence their brand of hospitality, Urbanity Lush. The whole Black girl magic experience, Black and global, feels like home, third culture, queening a brand that is already being noticed, celebrated with a pitch to win Philly on the map for innovative hospitality. Allow me to interrupt an everyday look of what true hospitality is. Let it not limit your minds into thinking that all it's good for is a warm and inviting place where travelers from all over the way lay up to rest in for a stay, but rather to explore human curiosities of urban cultures, environments, and native foods internationally across the globe. All in an effort to change the hearts and minds that we are all the same fundamentally. There is no other in Urbanity Lush. Just you, and me, I, and we, Urbanity Lush.
So that is just a tease of who Urbanity Lush is. If you want to hear more of that, please come to our listening party tomorrow night at 10:30 to 11:30 p.m. And we are going to drop the information in the chat.
Yes.
And just one more thing, if I were to answer the question of what Black innovation, why does Black innovation matters? We know that Black innovators have been doing their things since the beginning of time, from Africa to the Americas. It's been our innovations that have upheld countries and built empires. So it's only natural that we step into place, take the baton, and push for Black innovation. And that's why I say all Black innovators matter.
Woo woo!
All right. So I'm going to drop this in the chat.
Wow. I wasn't not expecting that.
Ready for that?
That was beautiful. That was powerful. That was like, we got to get you in Black Futures Part 2. We need them to write a whole second edition.
We accept. All
right, we'll get to work. We'll figure out who to talk to. All right, let's keep this show going. Next up, we got Rohan Brown. Rohan, where you at?
Right here. What's going on? What's up? What's up?
What's up?
How you doing? It's
Doing
been a
well.
while, man. I haven't seen you in a minute, but back into this. Hi, everybody. My name is Rohan Brown, CEO and founder of Barley Incorporated. We connect alcohol brands with consumers, and by leveraging the need alcohol brands have to advertise to their consumers at on-premise locations, we're hoping to provide a better online ordering tool for operators. We don't see the hospitality space bouncing back unless they adopt technology. And the best way to do so is making sure that they can optimize every customer channel that they have, from dine-in to takeout and delivery. But even more importantly, what Black innovation means to me, I believe that the groups that face the most adversity in the next 5 to 10 years are going to be the ones that build the next billion-dollar companies. And if we look at the history, there's no group that has faced bigger adversity than the Black and brown communities that we all know about. It is essential that we follow suit, understanding what the entrepreneurship, innovation, and technology can do for our group, and push forward to make sure that as much of us get exposed to this new world that is coming about. That's what Black innovation means to me.
We appreciate you, Rohan. Thank you very much. Can you drop the link to Barley? Can you drop the link in the chat?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, sounds good. All right, next up, many of you should know her. If you don't know her, you're about to know her very well. Miss Tanya Morris, are you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. Y'all got me all fired up. The twins got me flowing. And Rohan, I was just talking about him a little earlier today and his amazing product. My name is Tanya Morris. I'm the president and founder of Mom Your Business. Our mission is to support mompreneurs, which we define as any woman in business, actively in business, blending family, work, and a bunch of other stuff, which is most of us, by connecting them to resources and opportunities that lead to success in business and in life. And so right now, what we are doing is we have just launched our first Cultivating Female Startups business accelerator program. It's called Founders to Funders, and it is for Black and brown female entrepreneurs in particular who are in business. And our mission is to take them from bootstrapping to bankability. As we all know, Black women are the fastest, continue to be the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs. We make up 50% of entrepreneurs in the United States today, yet we remain the least funded. Less than 1% of venture capital money goes to Black female founders. And we're on a mission to change that. We want to position Black and brown female entrepreneurs in particular to tap into those resources any way that we possibly can, whether that's through connecting them to angel investors, venture capitalists, or even CDFIs. We want to be able to help them to grow their business in a way that we put our stamp and we make our mark in this business called entrepreneurship. So what does Black innovation means to me? Well, it simply means just that, taking Black and brown female founders from the ground up to the floor. And we want to make sure that they go to that next level of building innovation. When I think of Black innovators, I think of people like Madam C.J. Walker. I think of people, so many that have crossed this trail, that have opened up so many doors for us from, various, business types of businesses, not just tech, but, people like Shelly Bell from Black Girl Ventures, who has been an inspiration personally to me, and so many others that have really opened the door. So for me, it's about taking Black and brown female founders from where they are to where they want to be in this game called entrepreneurship. So thank you so much for having me. And I look forward to chatting it up with the rest of you all. I'm going to put the link in the chat to the Founders to Funders website. If you know any Black or brown females that you think fit our criteria, we would love to have them.
Love it, love it. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you for sharing that and acknowledging the fact that there are people that came before us to pave the way for us to be great today and for us to make history during Black History Month.
Yes, sir.
That's what we're doing here today. So appreciate you for that. It is all about creating a better future. And speaking of the future, we got Future's First Gaming. Okay.
Yeah, that was a bomb segue.
That was a dope segue. In the building.
Yes, sir.
What's up, y'all? My name is Steven Tsai. I am the CEO of Futures First Gaming.
What's up, guys? Yep, my name is Newdy Felton. I am the CMO of Futures First Gaming.
And hello, everybody. I'm currently here with Newdy Felton, and I am Malcolm Coley, the CTO of Futures First Gaming.
All right, I'm going to share a screen real quick. Please let me know when everybody can see what we have. We good?
Got it.
Cool. All right, we are Futures First Gaming. What is Futures First Gaming? We are a 100% owned, 100% Black owned esports STEM.org accredited education company. What we do is we utilize esports to engage our students in gaming, but yet also competitive and recreational opportunities, and teach them all about the back end opportunities that come from playing esports and create pathways for them to explore STEM careers. We believe that futures first start with gaming. 83% of Black teens today play video games, but 9% of those of our Black and Brown students and community go into STEM fields, because often they don't realize that there are a ton of career opportunities that are tied to the STEM field. Our company is based on 4 principles, and I'm going to let Newdy and Malcolm go ahead and talk to each of these 4 really quickly. But basically, they're community development, esports events, education, and workforce development.
So when it comes to our esports events, right, we literally are in a position where we are cultivating our kids and cultivating our message through our esports event. We are producing high level events right straight from our home, because we know that we're all in a virtual setting right now. So we are cultivating esports events where we're also facilitating that training that Steven talked about. We literally just got a grant from the state of Delaware to cultivate our workforce development program through esports. Our workforce development program through our esports events include entrepreneurship training, financial literacy training, mental health awareness, coding as well, because we know how important coding is to our 21st century workforce development. So that's part of the things that we do with our esports events. And we pay these kids that come into our ecosystem that participate in our esports tournament. In December of 2020, we actually had a $2,000 pot, whereas we had kids of color come into our ecosystem, compete in Fortnite, Call of Duty, Rocket League, NBA 2K, Madden 2021, and other games of the like. And they competed for a $2,000 pot, which is also something that we teach our kids in our ecosystem as well in terms of content creation, because these kids are making thousands upon thousands of dollars playing video games and streaming it on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Also, as I was speaking, our workforce development component. So I said that we have a grant coming through from the Department of Health and Social Services for the state of Delaware. Our workforce development program is literally going to be cultivating TANF eligible kids ages 16 to 24, where we will be teaching those skills of administrative content creation, IT development. We will also be teaching those kids to be a part of the workforce in the new technology workforce through coding as well, with web development, game design, app design. And we're all facilitating our workforce development program through gaming, which the state of Delaware will be paying all of these kids to be a part of our cohort. Moving forward, Steve, I don't know if you want to take it over from here.
So we utilize gaming to attract our students. We say gaming's the carrot, learning's the nugget, because we can provide opportunities for them to learn about STEM careers, which is in an ever expanding $160 billion industry. And for us, we talked about what Black innovation means to us, and it means leaving a legacy. And we are the organization that facilitates the pathways for Black and Brown students to realize their true potential so that they can change their fortunes and change the world.
That's it.
That's it. Mic drop. Love it. Love it. Love it. Need more of that. More pathways, more Black futures. And speaking of more, next up, Shannon Morales is here. Shannon, are you ready to go?
I am ready. You and these segues. Thank you. Let me share my screen. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. Hi, everyone. So most of you may know me as Shannon Morales, the founder and CEO of Echo Me Forward, a digital talent marketplace for underrepresented tech and startup enthusiasts. But as of this month, we are changing. Our new name is Trabaja, your modern day work tribe. And the reason why we're changing our name is really so that our name resonates more with the communities that we're serving, the Black and Latinx professionals, and those who have been historically under-supported in the innovation space. So when you come to us, it's so hard, we just changed it. So Trabaja, you can find talent and you can find amazing jobs at equitable workplaces. So we service early and growth stage startups that are looking to diversify their talent pools at all stages of their growth. So our tagline is where startups with vision meet talent with hustle. We are currently at 2,200 members that are a part of our community right now. We built a Slack channel, I want to say last year around November time, and within the first month, we had over 1,000 members join our community. Our community is really built on this feeling of reciprocity. Early career tech professionals are looking for that entry-level job, and they don't know where to find it. So they come to Trabaja because it's a way to find amazing startups that are looking for tech talent to grow their businesses and bring them to market, and vice versa. Startups that are just now starting out, they need tech talent in order to build those MVPs and those prototypes. Really super proud about the diversity that we have within our community. About 90% of our community identifies as underrepresented. We are creating the workforce of the future. So all of our equitable workplaces and clients are remote first. They're intentional about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and they're building inclusive workplaces. So before a company can sign on with us, they have to take a pledge of intentionally engaging with underrepresented communities, and we really hold them to that. So it's not just a trend for us. This is what we do 24/7. You know, we've been doing this for 4 years. Definitely not new to this. It's something that we're truly passionate about and that we're going to continue to be passionate about as we grow. As of last year, when we pivoted a little bit in 2020 as a part of Philly Startup Leaders Accelerator Program, I forgot what I was going to say. As a part of Philly Startup Leaders Accelerator Program, we did a little bit of a pivot, and now we're creating a SaaS platform. And as a part of Diversitech, or as a way for us to kind of launch with our new name, we have Diversitech Summit. So it's really, you know, it's everything that we are today. It's bringing everybody together into a unique virtual reality experience. So you'll be in a virtual reality setting where you can meet people just like you would if you were in a traditional career fair or conference room or center. You'll have booths, there's pitch competitions, we're gonna have hackathons, and much, much more. We were named the No Code entrepreneur to watch for. So we are currently in residence with Bubble right now. So we're building a no code platform to support our community. And I am super excited about that. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Thank you so much, guys. I literally just created this. We just changed our name this month. So it has been very hard for me to let go of a name that I've had for over 4 years. But I think it's time to change and to move on and to grow along with the times. So bye-bye, Echo Me Forward, and hello, Trabaja. Also, as a perk for our community, we are offering complimentary tickets to all of our Trabaja members that sign up for our talent directory. And why do I think innovation matters? It's really all about representation. I'm a single mom of 3 daughters, so I love what everyone's doing here, to support the Black community. And I feel like if I can't represent, my culture in a way that my daughters look at me as a role model, then I'm not doing my job. Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you. That was awesome. Love the rebrand. We appreciate you for enriching our communities. And speaking of such, Richard, are you ready?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Take it away. Yep.
Awesome. So I'm going to do a little experiment. I have a video to share that I'm going to attempt to play the audio through as well. Let's see. Whoop. I think I had to click something extra. 1 second to get the audio to also
No worries.
share sound. There we go. Optimize for video clip. Maybe I should click that as well.
Optimize everything.
Yeah, optimization. Watch. Can you all see that?
See your screen.
All right, let's.
The Christian life is not a playground, it's a battleground. So today, I will give no place to fear or failure. I will not accept the trace of apathy in my attitude or actions. I will reject complacency and embrace the greatness that God has planted inside of me. I will waste no opportunity to glorify God and maximize everything He has entrusted to me. I will fight. My battle is not against flesh and blood, but against a spiritual enemy who opposes me. So I will draw the battle lines and face my enemy with a bold determination. My enemy fights against me because he fears me. Every time I resist him, he must flee. And every time he reminds me of my past, I will remind him of his future. I will make no excuses, but through every obstacle I will find a way. I will not procrastinate my progress. I will not defer my destiny. I will not waver when I'm weak. I will not cower when my circumstances take a turn for the worse. Because greater is He that is in me than he that is in the world. I will fight.
All right, did that go through?
It did. Boy, did it.
All right, cool. So, my name is Richard Somiari. I am the founder of Flight Mode Fitness. As you saw towards the end, our core pillars that we hold dear are faith, family, fitness, and freedom. And honestly, there's a big story behind the brand shift and how we got to where we are today, but it's a bit too much to uncover in this time period. So who we are, well, that's also in progress. Kind of the reason why I put that video together to shorten the period of time that I'd be speaking for. But to go through, we're going through a really exciting period from starting out as one team or a team of one 7 years ago to now officially becoming an LLC last year and now growing to about a team of 7. Our mission is really to be known as an inspirational health and wellness platform with a focus on self-development. I personally think because we've found that the greatest external results in life really come from internal changes and victories. And our community-driven cause is here to really help others to really strive for because of our belief is that all outward strength comes from within. So our belief is in finding one body, one mind, and one spirit to really become a holistic being, and really begin to drive through a fitness-based organization. Me personally, what does Black innovation mean to me? Honestly, it means breaking chains. It means leading myself and leading others by example. I personally think that if you can change the way that you look at things, the things you look at will change. And I believe that once I can free myself from sort of the victimhood mentality that things are up against me and begin to think freely, then I can ultimately create a ripple effect in other communities and really help others take flight as well. So thank you for the time. And that was Flight Mode Fitness.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you. Flight Mode Fitness. Love it. I'm ready to look. Emily's talking about doing pull-ups. We have to do some pull-ups and push-ups and take flight. In order to take flight, one must dream big. Now that's a segue that you may not understand unless you know the man who's coming up next. Mr. Earl Cooper, are you in the house? Mr. Earl Cooper is not in the house.
I see Earl. Earl, you may have to unmute yourself. I'll try unmuting you. I'll ask you to unmute.
Well, while we wait for Earl, I hope everybody has been enjoying this so far and hearing from these amazing innovators that we have right here in our community. I'm really excited. We got about 3 more people who are going to share their lightning talks, and then we're going to open it up for a bit of a discussion. From that standpoint, definitely lean on us. Hey, Gary. Mr. Cooper. Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Is it on me?
The floor is yours.
Oh, wow. Okay. Give me 1 second. Thanks for everybody bearing with me. Want everybody to see me.
There we go.
Got the East Side repping.
See it. Tell us about it.
So, so my name is Earl Cooper. I'm one of the co-founders of East Side Golf, which is a lifestyle clothing apparel brand. So we're rooted in golf, but one of the things that we've been able to do is to be able to take golf, which historically has been just, golf. It's a average, you would say, 40-year-old white male sport, right? Not a lot of excitement in it. And what we've done is kind of flipped it on its head because of the fact of my background and my co-founder's background. So I started playing golf at the age of 6 years old. Nobody in my family played. Was fortunate enough to get a scholarship to Morehouse College and have been in the industry for quite some time and named one of the best young teachers in America. And we noticed that there was just kind of a lack of creativity in the game. And so what we decided to do was, as I said, kind of flip that on its head and bring forth clothes that can be worn on and off the golf course. And we've been very fortunate that our business has grown tremendously through the last year to where I was able to leave my job and focus on this 100%. And we've had folks like Chris Paul, Kevin Lyles, Aaron Hicks, the baseball player. So we get a lot of, I guess, non-golfers wearing our brand, which has been super, super inspiring. And I think it's just the perfect time for Black culture to have a say and a voice inside of the golf industry.
Listen, if y'all don't know about Earl Cooper and Eastside Golf, you heard it here. Definitely look into it. Earl, if you could drop a link to the Instagram. I love the Instagram. I shouldn't be getting into this, but Earl is one of my mentors. So it means a lot that he is here today and sharing with you all what he's up to. But yeah, please drop a link or Instagram.
Yeah, I'll do that right now. And I think too, one of the things, as Gary has alluded to, I think that this is, again, very important what's going on right now as far as just the shift. Like you have the Sixers, they have a great program out now called Buy Black. And I think, it's always been known the power of the Black culture, you know what I mean, hip hop, and how much money we spend. But I think it's just very important too that we begin to figure out how do we, ownership and equity. And that's what I love about, Founders First, and what, the work Gary is doing at Venture Cafe, is because of the fact that that's what they're talking about, right? Like, it's one thing for us to kind of work and put cool things out there, and, but we want to own things, I think. And that's very, very important, ownership and equity. So that's what has excited me a lot about, just our brand. And I want to encourage each and every one, to continue to move forward, whatever dream they may have. Like I said, I'll just give you a little bit more in depth. Like 2016, I was named one of the best young teachers in America. I actually left the golf industry and took an appointed job in the city, and was able to kind of prove to myself and others that I'm more than a golfer, and was able to kind of create some really dope programs there. We took a program that in 3 years, we went from a $5,000 budget to a $3 million budget, and raised millions of dollars for HBCU students. And so, although that wasn't necessarily quote unquote my dream, I learned so much from that. And I think, again, as anyone would say, a great leader is a great follower. And so I just encourage, the ones that are on here to continue to pursue whatever you have. And I think that this is, our time, and it's just perfect right now. This is our time. So I'll go ahead and drop these links. Please hit me up. I'm on my Instagram handle. I'll just drop it all in there, but it's Earl Dream Big on Instagram. And please check out eastsidegolf.com.
Awesome. Thank you, Earl. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, this is kind of feeling like a clubhouse room or something. And speaking of clubhouse, shout out to the phenomenal individual who invited me to Clubhouse, Neferteri. I would ask if you are ready. I know you are ready. I should ask the audience if they're ready.
I don't think we need a question. I think we just need to go with it.
Let's just go then. Just go.
So I've got 3 minutes. 3 minutes to tell you a story. I'm the third lieutenant. I'll give you a little bit about me. I'm a technologist, an ecosystem builder, an agent of change, and a military communications officer. So picture this. I'm 5 days into the DC mission after the riot on the US Capitol. I've got you on the edge of your seat, right? But this is my real life. My name is Neferteri, and it isn't lost on me that I was named for the Egyptian queen and goddess who, along with Akhenaten, brought about the one. And there are a lot of sides to me, but there are 3 things that I focus on. 3 things: education reform, securing our nation's networks, and supporting a resilient critical infrastructure. The intro that you saw, it's from the Third Lieutenant podcast, where I'm on a mission to give platform to and amplify the educational journeys of United States service members. So why does this matter to our community? Because according to the National Longitudinal Survey of Youth, Black men who serve in the military are more likely than those who did not to be in the middle class when they reach midlife. And compared to public high schools all over, junior ROTC programs with well-represented Black and minority communities are more represented in all, overall. So we're on a mission to do more, because when we take that uniform off, we have so much more to give. So the work that I do is designed to funnel the knowledge, skills, and abilities learned in uniform into those 3 things: education reform, securing our nation's networks, and supporting resilient critical infrastructure. And what better place to be a military veteran than here in Philly? The United States Army was founded in Philly, June 14th, 1775. United States Navy, founded in Philadelphia, October 13th, 1775. And the Marine Corps, November 10th, 1775. Where? Here in Philly. And every few years, the midshipmen and Black Knights occupy our city to play America's game. Go Army, beat Navy. So everything I do and everything I touch goes into those three things: education reform, securing our nation's networks, and supporting a resilient critical infrastructure. So for me, Black innovation means being confident in our potential, unafraid to take risk, and being unapologetically dope. Let's talk about it.
Whoa. I don't know if anybody else felt that plane fly over. I felt it in my apartment right here. Neferteri, that was amazing.
Thank you. It's the first time that I did. Well, I did a little something before for Blacks in cybersecurity, but that's the first time that I put it out there as like the podcast and what our overall mission in the greater Philadelphia region is. So I'm really excited to be amongst like-minded individuals.
Phenomenal, phenomenal. Thank you, Neferteri. I really don't have a good segue into this final act. A man who I believe needs no introduction. We're gonna close things out with Mr. Will Toms, who I just know has something amazing in store for us.
Oh man, Gary, I appreciate that introduction. You put me up after Queen Neff. Neff, I love you. I appreciate you. I was on the edge of my seat listening to your story, and I'm fired up to be here amongst all the rest of you incredible world changers and community builders. So I'm excited to introduce myself. I am William Tyrone Toms, the co-founder and chief creative officer of a company called REC. So quickly, I'm just going to share my screen just for a quick visual cue. But again, my name is Will, co-founder of a company called REC, and here in Philadelphia, we are known by REC Philly. What are we? We are a place for creators. I am proud to say that I am a recent Forbes 30 Under 30 winner. We are building a community of over 1,000 creators, and we've paid out over $1.5 million into the hands of independent creators and helped dozens of them quit their full-time jobs to pursue their passions and do what it is they love to do. How do we do that? By designing for it. What our model looks like, we like to think of it as a gym membership for creative people. And at the heart of that, it's really because we believe in this idea that there was never a place for people like us. So we decided to create one. We're all about making sure that folks have access to the resources, the strategies, in the community to be able to do more of what they love. So for us, our gym membership starts with our space. We believe that environment matters. So in our space here at 9th and Market, we have 10,000 square feet, including 14 private studios, to make sure that the amazing talent that we all know that we have here in Philadelphia have a home to be able to connect to high quality resources to be able to create. Secondly, we're a community, and we really believe that independent doesn't mean alone. So for us, it's about making sure that we have the opportunity to connect in meaningful ways to the other folks who can help us achieve our goals. So we're really deeply invested into community building, making sure that a young creative can wake up and look at a jobs and opportunity board right there on their app and see paid gigs and opportunities that they can take advantage of that maybe they would have never been privy to if they weren't a part of the community in the way that we've built it. And lastly, and most importantly, it's about education. It's about owning your future as an artist. On the surface level, we're about empowering folks to create, but underneath that, really what we're about is equity and ownership, as I remember our good brother Earl mentioned earlier. So for us, we're teaching artists, we're giving artists resources, we're connecting them to opportunities. Education is all built around this idea of you come in as an artist, but you leave as a creative entrepreneur. What we teach is direct to consumer business building strategies and entrepreneurship, because I believe that as people of color, we have always been incredible at creating value out of ideas, right? Value out of literally nothing but our experiences. So we're at a place in time where we can get on these things, build an audience of people who believe what we believe. And we're all about teaching folks the strategies of how to actually capture that value we create for ourselves, be able to build those communities and be able to do the challenging part, which sometimes is actually monetizing and building the revenue streams. So we believe that what we're teaching here is something that can empower a creative person to build a creative business, but underneath that, understanding the business building principles, they can apply that to whatever they will go on to create ultimately. So that's our mission. That's what we're doing. And we're so excited about it, not only to empower folks here in Philadelphia, but to complete our mission of being able to build 30 of these facilities around the world, to be able to build a community of over 100,000 independent creators who know that when they're ready to go touch the people and travel around the world, they can do that knowing that there's like-minded folks waiting for them, high quality resources, and of course, again, education, mentors, and other community builders to support them. So I could say a lot more, but I think I'm just about at my 3 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. But I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to quickly share. And if folks would like to connect, I'll be sure to drop our website and my personal information in the chat. Thanks for the opportunity, Gary.
Thank you, Will. Thank you. I'm sure there are some people in the audience today who are just learning about Rec Philly for the first time. So I think you have inspired some people to go and check it out and hopefully become members. Thank you all. Like, this was unreal to experience. Again, it's one thing to have an idea. It's another thing to sort of see it out in the world and see it become successful. I would call this a success. You are all building incredible businesses and platforms that make the world a better place, and we appreciate you all for it. I mentioned earlier on that we would sort of open it up for a discussion after everybody presented. I assume individuals have questions maybe for one another, but would love to just keep the space open for that conversation about Black innovation, why it matters, and how we can support one another. So with that being said, we're gonna keep this room open at least for the next 45 minutes. And I think since we have a good number of people here, maybe raise your hand if you would like to jump in and ask a question or provide a comment, and we'll go around and make sure everyone's voice is heard. So I have a question for, let's see, Lola and Ty. My question for Lola and Ty is why did you get started? Why did you get started? Why do you do what you do? How did Urban Lush come to be?
Well, actually, it kind of happened by accident, organically. We started out as a standalone Airbnb. We've been Airbnb hosts for about 8 years now, and we've hosted people from all over the globe and the country. And we just really fell in love with the art of hosting well. And we wanted to continue that experience. Unfortunately, because of COVID-19, we had to shut down our Airbnb arm, but we are anticipating opening back up in the spring. But we wanted to kind of replicate some of the experiences that we've had as hosts on a virtual platform. And it's just kind of, Urbanity Lush is a uniquely curated community for what we like to call culture connoisseurs, travelers, maybe people who are travel novice who always wanted to travel, but maybe because of geographical issues or they don't really have the financing for it. This would be a community for them. And fundamentally, we would believe that we can use the art of hospitality to change the world. Like, we believe that hospitality has the power to change people's minds about each other. And that, at least that's been our experience as hosts. So, you know, having people from all over the world come and hear our Black girl experience here in America has really changed people and vice versa. And so we just really want to create a virtual space for that. So that's kind of how everything happened, kind of fell into our laps. So we absolutely have loved the creative process. Did I answer your question?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And again, I'm a step back. This is, you know, for the people. So if you have questions, feel free to ask them yourself. Drop them in the chat if you'd like. One other thing I had just added in the chat is, you know, if you want to share how our community can help you continue to grow, you know, long into the future, please let us know as well, so we can be sure to support you.
I got a deep question, if you don't mind. Cool. So aside, and I know all of us are Black innovators, all of us are entrepreneurs, but aside from walking the talk, what is everyone doing to push that Black and Brown ownership initiative? What is everyone doing? Are you pouring over into other people? Is there messages? What's everyone doing? I'm just interested.
I'll take a shot at that. This is Tanya. I started my career, Rohan, in nonprofit, right? And so going into entrepreneurship for me was really kind of a smooth but bumpy transition, because during the time when I started was when welfare to work was just getting off the ground, and I spent the majority of that after hours doing a lot of mentoring. So now I like to say that mentoring for me is not what I do, it's actually who I am, because I've spent so much time helping women with everything from purchasing their first home, improving their credit, leaving abusive relationships, whatever the case may be, changing their careers. And so I got into the entrepreneurship thing really through mentoring, really helping women to start and grow their business. And so that is really kind of the fabric of what we do. And so pushing that agenda is a part of the work that we do. In its essence, is just continuing to mentor, to build, whether that's a tech business, whether that's a small business, whether that's a restaurant, whether that's a cafe. When the pandemic hit, we had to really shift what we were doing to support the businesses that were part of our community with EIDL and PPP, and so that they could really stay afloat. And so we fell back from what we were traditionally doing to build our own program to ensure that these businesses could really stay alive. So I think for me, it's really about the mentorship is how we want to continue to move forward and push that dynamic and push that agenda of growing Black-owned businesses. That's it. Ain't nobody else got nothing?
That was it. Quite literally, that was it.
We tried to have I think Rohan was trying to have a conversation. Like,
drop the mic.
I thought Rohan was gonna jump in. I think Neferteri has something to add.
I'll add if no one else will. I call Tanya the mayor of Philadelphia. I know she doesn't always accept that from me, but being a military brat, in addition to a service member, I'm a military brat, and I found success in being able to serve where I am, the communities that I want to be close to and a part of by serving in the National Guard. So that's what I do with the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And to try to get familiar with and then immersed in the Black community of the greater Philadelphia region, I volunteer with Black Girl Ventures. And that helps me through members of our team like Tanya learn about the nuances of the area. And so our mission is to ensure that Black women founders and identifying female founders gain access to capital. So whereas I'm learning on my own entrepreneurial journey, I'm able to lift others up while I do as well, because all ships rise with the tide.
Mm-hmm. And I don't mean to put anybody on the spot. I just want to know, so I could maybe there's something I can help with, or anything we can share with each other. You know, serve as like a knowledge hub for one another.
Sure, I guess I'll just join in a little bit. So what I've been doing to try to uplift the Black and Brown community is by building a community within itself for tech professionals and to really help startup founders as well. I felt like the hardest thing for me when I was as a startup founder was finding tech help, right? To be able to build an MVP or to be able to build a prototype. I struggled a lot. You know, I probably wasted thousands of dollars on stuff that I didn't even need. And when you have people that support you, that know the tech, that you can trust to give you good advice, that you know they're not trying to hustle you or trying to take your money, it feels good, you know, to be a part of a network like that. So that's what I'm trying to build within Trabaja, is to have tech talent and startup founders meet in a place where it's built on reciprocity. You know, we're giving back to each other through knowledge share and through the skills that we're able to obtain as we're continuing, you know, throughout our career journey. And that's what Diversitech Summit is about as well. It's just bringing everything that we've been doing, you know, over the past few years all together, so everyone can meet each other and just, you know, take something away from that. So if anybody wants to help or share or speak or do anything in terms of Diversitech Summit, you know, I'm completely open to having more professionals of color being guest speakers.
I'll engage as well. So at FFG, any individual that comes into our program, we kind of start them off with 4 core questions. You know, what's your name? Where are you from? What's your favorite video game? And what's your dream job? And a lot of them say, I want to be a YouTuber, right? Or I want to be a, you know, a baller or a rapper or whatever. But part of our core programming actually directs them exactly where they want to go. And for those that actually say, you know, I want to be a YouTuber, that's a trigger right there that they have a spirit of entrepreneurship, right? And so we actually engage with them, teach them how to, where to stream, how to create video, how to edit video, how to upload video, how to monetize video, their streams from gaining a following, how to, you know, manage money.
Do you want to bring up the ecosystem?
Yeah, sure. Actually, yeah, I'll share that. I actually have it. Can you enable sharing?
Yep, one sec, sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Wait, do you want to be the screen share, Stephen?
Yes, please.
Sure. Okay. You should be good.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Let me share. All right, let me know when you guys can see this again.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, so yeah, they come in and we ask them a set of 4 questions because we know, you know, if you've ever picked up a controller or know of anybody that plays games, a lot of people don't know there are sort of career pathways tied to this, right? And we kind of focus whatever their answers are, we can drive them towards this blue disc, which is entrepreneurship, right? Because like I said, they can be content creators, want to be streamers. We teach them how to stream, teach them how to grow the brand, teach them how to, you know, start a bank account, how to determine what type of business they want to be from LLC, you know, financial literacy, business operations, back end. But what's crazy is that this next slide shows all the potential possibilities that they can be, starting with gaming in the middle. So let's say your son, daughter, whatever, wanted to be an attorney. Well, you had a young man that won a $3 million Fortnite 4 years ago, and now he's going to need financial management. He's going to need contract management. He's going to need.
Can I
Yeah, go ahead.
So don't the kid who won $3 million, right? But what a lot of people don't know is that the top 20 people in that tournament won $25,000. So we focus a lot on that top prize, not understanding that all the top like 20 to 30 people also get prize money as well. That's it.
Right. No, all good. But again, from an entrepreneur perspective, you know, we still can guide them into a multitude of careers where they can have that tie back into esports, but they can still know the fundamentals of entrepreneurship as well, whether they want to be an attorney, whether they want to be a social media strategist, whether they want to be a shoutcaster, a broadcaster, whether they actually want to be a personal trainer, because you got to train, you know, these guys to sit in a chair for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours at a time to be mentally and physically have the stamina. So, you know, that's how we kind of foster entrepreneurship at a young age. Because we teach them that the possibilities are there, and if it's something that they're interested in, you know, we can help guide and shepherd them to that direction.
So I have a follow-up question for you all, because I have a graduating senior that was for a time pretty into esports, and the Fusion Center that is being built here is supposed to be, you know, globally recognized as a powerhouse. Some of the universities in the region have started to add undergraduate programs that focus on esports, and not just like as gamers, but management, content creation, etc. If there was one barrier that could be just magic wand eliminated tomorrow, that would help you all on your path to success, and I'm going to say it slowly to give you a little bit more time to think about your answer, what would that be? Like what could this group and everyone that watches these videos post do to help?
I would say for me, it'd be two. It'd be two barriers.
Just get one thing.
Then one thing would be just lack of awareness of opportunity, because we see that so many parents, educators, and the like do not understand that possibility map that I just showed you, and it's been more of an attitude of, boy, you better turn that game off, it's rotting your brain, versus this could lead you to a career that you're fulfilled in and you could potentially make a very good living in.
Okay, so the
Thank you.
awareness. Is
Yes.
there the second thing? I give you a gimme. What's the second thing?
The second thing is consoles versus PCs. And I'll tell you why. Systemically, the money is in PCs, but our people, the majority play on consoles. And it's from, a lack of understanding of the possibilities of what a PC can overlay on gaming, but also just, financial access. And so if more PCs were in the hands of our Black and brown kids, they could do a heck of a lot more. And I'm not talking just Chromebooks that are given out at the school level district. I'm talking about, capable computers that you can stream on, that you can edit video on, that you can game on, and so when you look at who and the companies that are investing in, the computer side and the PC side, the prize money in gaming is in the millions. But on the console side, you're looking at, 5, 6, maybe 7, 5 or 6 figure prizes. So, and most that we find from a community standpoint, our people are playing more on consoles than computers, and those that have access and can pay the price point are the ones that are buying the PCs.
Quick question, I'm sorry. Are you seeing more adoption of that Google platform, video game platform, Stadia?
No, Stadia's
No.
trash. Stadia's trash.
It's trash? Wait, go back, what?
So there it's a reason why Stadia is not that good. Well, it's not that it's not good, right? It just has its barriers, right? So Stadia, when it's the gaming is based in the cloud, right? It's a cloud-based service. So when somebody's trying to play with a controller, there's going to be a bit of lag because the controller connects via Stadia Bluetooth, but Stadia connects to the cloud via Wi-Fi. Now, Stadia does have actual hardware where the controller and the actual hardware connects to Stadia both wirelessly. But if you don't have the which majority of kids don't, 95% of the kids don't, if they're going to participate in Stadia, right? If they don't have that hardware, they're not going to have a great experience with Stadia. And plus their titles that are being offered right now, a lot of kids are just playing multiplayer. Like Stadia doesn't have a wide array of multiplayer games, and that's right now that's hurting them.
Got you. Okay.
I don't know. Did that answer your question?
Answer my question. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Man, that's a nice beard too. Jesus Christ, that's a nice beard. Jeez, that is a nice beard, brother. Oh man.
I see you with the 30-day video challenge. You funny, man.
Oh man, I appreciate you, man. I'm trying to go hard for the team, man. Appreciate you.
All right, I got a question for Richard. So Richard, you said you recently incorporated, right?
Yep.
So given that, how can we help you moving forward? What are the next big goals for your company?
Yeah, that's a great question. I actually have a team huddle tomorrow to talk next steps. But I think right now is honestly following us via our social media streams. Right now it's mainly Facebook and Instagram. Things have been on pause while we have started generating content like the video you saw. So a lot of that's going to be being fueled and shared. The whole purpose of the platform is not just to share cool videos, but also share some mindset perspective. We have some really cool guests and speakers coming in, planning to share some podcasts of some of the mental shifts that people have to overcome. One of our keywords is becoming an overcomer of the things, externally. And so I think, yeah, as much as people want, if that's of interest, is to plug into either us on Instagram or Facebook. Just stay tuned. Really are excited for some of the things coming on. I think the overall 6-month goal is to continue to generate content, find really who we are and who our target audience are, and then also start pushing the ideas. We're going to be having events. We've partnered with iCore Fitness out in Westchester, so we'll be doing a lot of boot camps and also exhibitions where it's really meant to get kids and people that are interested in just beginning that journey to plug in, get trained, and also just have a new ecosystem to surround themselves around. And finally, the spiritual and self-development aspect, which is, one of our ideas is to start subscription boxes where we're sharing like books of the month to really help others start to break those mental chains. So really, for now, plug in. Got a lot of cool stuff coming this year. And yeah, if anything else comes up, we'll definitely be keeping you all in the loop.
Sounds good. Definitely drop the link so we can follow. Definitely want to do that. I feel like you should connect with Luis. Senor Luis, hello, sir. Good to see you. Glad you could make it. I think y'all two should connect after this session for sure.
So Gary, can I just put in there, he mentioned boot camp, right? So Richard, we have over 10,000 National Guardsmen in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania who, because of COVID, haven't been able to work out like we need to work out. And we have the Army Combat Fitness Test that's being rolled out. And it's very similar to not the boot camp style, but more like CrossFit. And there's a hurdle that's fast approaching us. And our division's motto is iron sharpens iron. So scripturally, with Proverbs 27:17. So you might want to take a look at it. It might be a good opportunity, at least test bed for you.
Yeah, and that's actually the iCore Fitness Gym. They do a lot of obstacle races as well. So they have some mini obstacles out there. So yeah, I would love to understand who I need to be connecting with there, or if it's just reaching out to the National Guard. I think that's a great opportunity.
Gary's the connect. We'll be in
Gary,
touch.
I'll start with you.
I got you.
Wonderful. I have a branding question. Monique talked about changing the name of her business, and we've thought about changing our logo for Mom Your Business, and she talked about how passionate she was about how difficult that was. So I just wanted to ask her a little bit to share what that process was like for how you got to changing the name. That was
to Monique.
That was Monique, right?
I don't know.
Maybe she checked out on us. There she is.
Did I hear my name? I'm sorry. I had to feed my family. What was the
No
question?
problem.
I had stepped
Understand.
away. I came back and heard my name. I'm sorry.
I was saying you were talking about changing your name and how difficult that was.
No, that wasn't me.
Who was that? That wasn't Monique. I'm sorry. Who was that?
That was Shannon. I think that was Shannon.
Shannon. I'm sorry. Shannon. Is she still with us?
We're gonna have to get Shannon in a different session.
Okay.
But I can only imagine how hard that is, because that's a whole nationwide organization.
Yeah. Let's just ask her why she was on.
No worries. No worries at all. Stephen, did you have something else?
Oh, sorry. No, Tanya, what was your question again? Because I've actually led a rebrand as well. I didn't know,
Yeah, just the process like of rebranding. What is that process, and arriving on a new identity, and then how do you take that new identity to the mainstream without losing brand awareness?
Right. I mean, at a high level, so I used to work at a nonprofit organization. It was a global nonprofit organization. We were in like 75 countries, so it was a major rebrand. And the rebrand was really facilitated by the fact that our constituency and our membership, their role was evolving. So we took into account them first, so that from a transition standpoint, it was less of a shock on a name or even a brand or a logo rebrand, because they understood why we were doing it, because it reflected their needs, right? And then we, from the technical standpoint, we took, you took a look at what the new name you wanted to be, and it reflected their needs. And then the colors, we put our colors up against every other competitor out there, and wanted to find one that distinguished us, because we wanted to stand out, right? And then it was a matter of just kind of defining what the persona was, what you stood for. Don't be on the fence, so that it's clear when you communicate to everybody which direction that you're going. And then the rollout was all about, creating the new look on the website, and kind of getting the collateral up to date. And then unfortunately, we had a leak at our board meeting. And so we had a board member that wasn't on board with it, went out and leaked it to the public. So we had to accelerate.
Ouch.
So really, it was just getting all of our sort of chapters in a room on the phone, explaining them clearly what we were doing, and then we kind of allowed them to be our arm and distribute it on our behalf, rather than relying on us to roll the whole thing out. So that was it at a high level. But if you want to engage more and I can share more in depth, I'll put my email in the chat for.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, this is Troy. Let me just piggyback on what Stephen was saying. You got to be deliberate with what you want to do, and I think that's what Stephen was trying to say. And when you go through this, it's really understanding what it is that you're trying to get accomplished, who it is that you're trying to accomplish that for. Right, stay straight true to your core. And then as far as execution, it's obviously putting that new brand out there, making sure that there is very clear and obvious direction once you've gotten that consensus. And I think that the process is going to be key. I think that what the previous speaker was saying was that there was an emotional tie to her old brand, right? And so that's what you kind of have to break is figure out, okay, this has been my baby for so many years. How do I redefine that and give it a new birth? And I think that's going to be more of a personal transition for you specifically. But I think that the execution wise, I think Stephen did a great job about explaining exactly what those steps are. It's just really kind of getting to that, okay, how do I separate from my old self?
Yeah, that feeling of loss, like who is this new child that I'm raising? Because your business is your baby, right? And if it's changing right in the middle of it growing, I can imagine that can be difficult.
And I would one more follow up. Don't be apologetic for changing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Stick to your guns, because it's your business, your baby, your vision. I understand your customers or constituents are gonna kind of be resistant to change. Don't be apologetic.
Yeah, good point.
Troy, it's good to see you.
You as well, Gary.
It's always. Would you mind introducing yourself to the group while we got everybody here? I feel like they need to know who you are.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, no. So Troy Wolford, I run a boutique consulting and advisory firm where I help health tech companies that are kind of startup in that early stage, phase, really gain traction and achieve their commercial milestones. I'm a big fan of a lot of the programming coming out of here with Venture Cafe and Science Center and whatnot, and looking at this program. Unfortunately, I had to join late, so I didn't catch all the presentations, but the ones that I saw were just absolutely stellar. Really encouraged by a lot of what people are doing, and interested in seeing how these threads can be joined together. I think that it was Rohan who asked the question about support within this community, but I also have the question about how we are raising the next generation of entrepreneurs of color. There weren't many that looked like us, coming before, and so how do we make sure that the population and the tapestry is much more bountiful going forward? But like I said, this discussion has been really helpful for me, just in understanding the network that exists. And obviously the community that's growing from it. So kudos to everybody.
Appreciate you, Troy. I do want to share for everybody. So we'll keep this room open until 6:30. Feel free to hop off if you need to, but we'll keep it open to keep the conversation going, and then we'll transition over to Startup Roundtable, which is going strong right now. So I will have no hard feelings if you decide to jump over to that session now. Just wanted to put it out there.
Gary, I gotta run because I gotta go feed the fam, but Malcolm and Newdy, you're gonna stay on. So it was great hearing from everybody, talking to anybody. I put my information in the chat if anybody wants to connect. Thank you, Gary. This has been great.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
A lot of feeding the family going on. That's cool.
They gotta eat at some point.
So Gary, this was a great start. What's the next step?
I don't know if you heard in the beginning, but I mean, we got a Black Futures pitch competition at the end of this month.
Okay.
So that is the immediate next step. Definitely excited about that. I would love, I mean, we want to support everybody who presented today through one way or another. So I think part of it is continuing to showcase all of the amazing work y'all are doing through Venture Cafe, and then through other means that we have at the Science Center. Would love to continue to support your growth.
Gary, can this type of session be a regular event as opposed to an annual?
Now that you have requested it, I will make sure it is so. If this is something that has created some value for the community, then absolutely.
Yeah, I second that. I think this needs to be regular.
Right on.
Absolutely.
Y'all gonna get tired of seeing my little video.
Never. That video was crazy, Neferteri.
Tanya turned me on to the source, so I'm glad to have the support.
She is making it rain. Podcast, flyers out of the plane. That wasn't innovation. I don't know what is.
Okay. Okay.
But no, I appreciate all of you. Like seriously appreciate all of you for the work that you're doing. That alone is more than enough. Than just the fact that you showed up today to share with the community, like that means the world. So I really appreciate it.
No, thank you, Gary. Honestly, I think what you're doing in this day and age is so important. I think, as you said, there's so many great ideas, but what you're kind of doing is bringing it all together. And I think that's so important. I think that's what everyone's echoing. It's like, we work in our pockets and our silos, but it feels good to be around other like-minded entrepreneurs. And so continue the work that you're doing, because this is a vital piece, right? Like this is what Silicon Valley is all about, right? It's about bringing folks together. It's about saying, okay, you got this business, I got this business. How do we connect the dots? And that's what you're doing. So you're truly building that ecosystem and, what you've always been about. So as everyone is echoing, we're here to support you, but this is very, very important, because in order for us to grow, we need to know that there's other like-minded folks out there. And that's what we were able to identify today. So, continue to keep pushing. I know you got plenty more ideas, so we're here 100% behind you.
Absolutely. Positively.
I appreciate it.
Correct. And I think that as this continues to grow and develop, there's the flow and rhythm is going to, even out a little bit. And so, while there may not be, the questions coming out now, I just, again, just the 40 minutes, 30 minutes that I've been on this channel, I can tell the energy is there, and the enthusiasm is there to help. And so I fully anticipate that with more regularity, this group, this cohort could certainly do some really important things. So Gary, again, keep up the good work.
I was here just to hear some pitches, and I have more ideas flowing right now than I expected. I'm a health investor, and hi, Troy. We're in the health sector, and but we're Ben Franklin Technology Partners, and we fund entrepreneurship and we fund founders. And we fund on not the investment side of the house, but, you know, kind of on the pipeline and entrepreneurial development side of the house, we have these small grants and fund people to go to co-working space like NextFab. And, you know, they may get a 10,000 grant to go use that kind of space. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, why not Rec Philly? You know, and why isn't that within our mission? So I'm sitting here shooting off a note, you know, to my colleagues on that side of the house saying, you know, the trade craft, the audiovisual skills and the things people are founding, why not? Like, why are you prototyping something over here? We can absolutely be doing that. So it got the wheel spinning for me. So even though I'm over on the healthcare side of things, and we are even right now still reinventing what a healthcare thesis means to include wellness more completely and some other things, I think we have to think about the entrepreneurship in our area and how to support it. I'm on the investment committee of a fund down in New Orleans and have been for over 10 years, the Bioinnovation Center, and they do some deals outside of healthcare. And that's kind of where I've gotten my dose of things outside of my sector, and went down there twice a year and kind of, we would invest in some interesting things that came right out of there, including like Crude Optics, the eyeglass company, and some other things. But I know I'm going to be more dedicated to plugging into some of this happening here in Philly and kind of get out of my sector, my domain, and make sure we're finding founders to support, because there's some great ideas here.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Right, and I would say that the gentlemen from Futures First Gaming that are creating the conditions for meeting young people where they are, and giving them some foundational skills that are technical, and teaching them about the career pathways, there may very well be something there for you because of the gamification of the biotech industry and virtual reality and all the things that they're using to bridge the ability to be in a wet lab.
Yeah, and we are doing, you know, health and wellness, digital health, connected health, and all of this stuff is starting to cross on over because everybody's looking for ways to continue engagement and stickiness of these apps that insurers are paying for and trying to get people to use, like Livongo and whatnot. I mean, there's just so much crossover right now.
Love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Jennifer. Really appreciate it. But yeah, that's what we're all about. We are about connecting these dots. And again, I mean, there's amazing innovators like right here in our community that are oftentimes overlooked and underfunded and undersupported, and we just got to do so much more. So we are absolutely committing to that. We got about 4 more minutes, so if any final words? If not,
didn't the last session we got into a discussion about barbecue? Maybe that's what we need to do.
Talk about barbecue. I missed that one. All right, good people. Well,
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate each and every one of you. Natalie, would you like to close us out?
Giving me a lot of responsibility here. No, thank you guys all so much for coming tonight. I echo what everyone said. This was fantastic. Hope to do more of this in the future. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and close out.
Wait now. I'm so sorry I'm late. I just saw this Innovation Cafe thing. I apologize. I know everybody want to go. I do an after school program, and so I'm late because I was working and I wanted to be here. I'm so sorry. And this looks so very interesting. I am a cultural education artist in Philadelphia. I teach knowledge of self curriculum through arts, culture, and rhythm. And so I was looking for places to like meet like-minded people, you know, serving the same kind of purpose. So I'm sorry, can I put my email in? What you need? Like,
if you we got a session
this again, like what's up? Like,
we got the perfect session for you. We got the perfect session for you. It's going right now. It's called Startup Roundtable. So Natalie just put it in the chat right there. If you click on that link, we're going to jump over to the next room.
You ain't saying nothing but a word. I will right now.
All right,
right
we'll
now.
see you there. Now listen, the pitch you just gave was perfect. So I think you could teach the gentleman in the other room a lesson or two about how to pitch their startup.
Let's go.
So let's go to the other room.
Awesome. That's awesome. So we're going to close this out. Startup Roundtable link is in the chat if anyone wants to head over there. More entrepreneurs, more pitches, more good stuff. And we will see you guys next week at Venture Cafe. Everyone have a wonderful night though. Thanks for coming out.
Okay, thank you.